Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with number 99 in the series Viewers Games. We're almost at 100 and we have a very special one next week for number 100. But this one is not bad either. The game I will show you is quite fun and quite instructive. If you would like your game to be analyzed, you can send it to me by email to classroomchess64@gmail.com and then you will be on the list for your game to be analyzed and showcased on the Chess to Impress YouTube channel. This one is from Kaushik. Kaushik writes, I'm from India and my favorite chess player is Paul Keres. And I really enjoy watching your videos. Thanks for analyzing our games. Great learning. I played this game on Lichess with a higher rated player but made terrible blunders and mistakes. The game was complex, so I want you to analyze this game, wanting to know that why am I doing a lot of mistakes and blunders, even if I solve so many tactics daily. And thank you for doing this wonderful work for us, your friend from India, Kaushik. So it's good that you do so many tactical puzzles every day. Kaushik, keep that up. Tactics are such an important part of our game. I don't have the time control, it was played on Lichess as Kaushik said, and it was a classical game, but I don't know what the time control was. Kaushik played white, had a rating of 1709 and his opponent was Achillo with a rating of 1925 on Lichess, and Kaushik opened with a d-pawn. d5, knight c3, knight f6 and Kaushik puts his second knight in the game. Here bishop f5 is the main move according to the databases, putting the bishop outside of the pawn chain before pushing the e-pawn. But black decides to keep his bishop on c8 for the moment. Bishop g5, pinning the knight. Bishop e7 is the main move here, unpinning the knight, but black plays c5 instead. And if Kaushik now had played e3, then we would have a reversed queen's gambit declined, but Kaushik plays e4. Lots of pawn tension there in the center. And the threat is now e5, because the knight is pinned. Again, bishop e7 makes a lot of sense to unpin the knight, but black makes a mistake. He played h6, kicking the bishop. And now Kaushik could have got an advantage according to the engine by taking on f6. And if you take with the queen to make sure your pawn chain on the king's side stays intact, then white wins a pawn with e takes d5. Because if you take back, the knight will take, and you cannot win that knight. It looks for a second that you have a double attack, but there are several ways to refute that. The knight can drop back, but also you can just play queen e2, and the queen is pinned, cannot take the knight. So after h6, bishop takes f6 is a good move, the best move for white. But Kaushik decides to retreat to h4, keeping that pin of the knight in a position. Black plays g5, and now we see a move that we see in several openings. Knight takes g5. It's an incorrect piece sacrifice. In some openings, for example the Botvinnik variation of the Slav defense, it is a correct piece sacrifice, but it's a completely different position. But in this version it is not good for white. Black takes the piece and bishop takes g5, again with that threat of e5. But now bishop e7, simply unpinning the knight, and white has not enough for the piece. He has some play against black's king, as we'll see, but it should not be enough. But practically he has some chances. He gave a check, knight interposed, and now Kaushik took on f6, bishop takes, e5, bishop dropped back, and queen g4. As said, white has some play on the king's side. Black has to find a safe place for his king, but if he manages to do that, and if he can consolidate his position, he will just be a piece up. But it's not that simple. It's simple for the engine, but not in a practical game. Black decides to kick the bishop, queen g7, an in-between move, hitting the rook, rook f8, and now Kaushik decides to take on c6. B takes, and now on c5, bishop takes, and castling queenside. The assessment is still the same. White does not have enough for the piece. The engine likes a number of queen moves here. Queen h4 or queen e7 or queen a5 are all good moves. But black is a bit greedy here and takes a pawn on f2. That pawn was unprotected. But it is a bit too greedy because now Kaushik has a very nice way to activate his knight. This knight on c3 is not doing much. It's not easy to bring it into the game. But now it is. There is knight e4. Very nice move. The d-pawn is pinned because of the rook to the queen. And that's why the engine wanted to pin that queen away to h4, e7 or a5. Now white's knight comes into the game, eyeing up f6, eyeing up d6, and also for the moment attacking the bishop. That knight suddenly has become a monster. Black saves his bishop with check, king b1, and king d7, trying to run away with the king to safety. c4, nice move from Kaushik, trying to open lines against black's king. You cannot play d4 to keep the lines closed, because then there is rook he1, and white is winning here. For starters, the bishop is lost. White is just threatening to take that bishop. The d-pawn is still pinned. White's pieces are working beautifully together, and black's position is a mess. So d4 is not possible after c4, and black played king c7 instead, trying to find a safe spot for that king. Knight e6. What a knight. Only a few moves ago the knight was on c3, and now it's on d6, and that makes a huge difference. Attacking f7 with two pieces, so queen e7 was played by black. And c takes d5. Opening lines against black's king. E takes d5 is the best move here. Keeps more protection around the wandering king. But black took with the c-pawn. And that's not as strong. Because now Kaushik can lift his rook. Attacking the bishop at the same time. So it's a rook lift with a tempo. d4 to protect the bishop. And the queen on g7 is not doing much. And Kaushik brings it to g4. Trying to swing it over to the queen side. Here the engine likes bishop b7 and claims that black still has an advantage. Even though it looks very dangerous for black. Practically white has great chances. But black played bishop d7 instead. And now white can win. How to continue white's attack? He's a piece down, so he has to attack. If you want to look for yourself, you can put the video on pause and see what white's strongest move is here, which Kaushik found. White is going to give more material. He's taking on e3, a very strong exchange sacrifice to get white's queen and rook to join the attack. Which now really has to work because white is a rook down after d takes e3. Kaushik played queen c4 check, but that's the wrong way to go about it. He should have played rook c1 check, and then he has a winning attack, and I'll show you a variation. Bishop c6 to shield the check, then the queen comes to a4, cannot be taken there because the bishop is pinned. We're now attacking that bishop twice, so black has to defend it, so queen d7 is logical, but then there is queen a5 check. King b8 is the only legal move. Another check. Bishop interposes, but it just gets taken by the knight. Queen takes and queen d6 check. King a7. And now the best way to play is queen c5 check. And if the queen interposes, then there is queen e7 check. Queen b7. And after rook c7, we're going to win the queen. With a winning position for white. After queen e7 check, you cannot play the king to b8 because the rook is hanging. So all this after rook c1 check to start with, and then white has a winning attack. But as mentioned, Kaushik played queen c4 check, and that doesn't work as well. The bishop also got interposed by black, and if you now play rook c1, then there is queen d7, and white does not have a good way to continue the attack. Not like in that variation we just saw. But rook c1 was not played by Kaushik, he played queen c5. And here rook fd8 is the best move according to the engine, and black is okay, black is winning with its extra rook. But black played queen d7. And now white can achieve equality with queen a5 check. Apparently, according to the engine, it's very complicated. I will not go into those variations. In the game, Kaushik played rook f1, bringing the rook into play over the f-file. e2 would have been a very strong move, distracting the rook, and black is winning. But black activated his rook instead and played rook a b8. And now Kaushik changed his mind about his rook. He moved his rook to the d-file, eyeing up black's queen. And now did black play e2, and that is not as strong as in the previous variation, as black had missed a nice discovered attack on the queen. And can you find it? What would you play with white here? Your rook is hanging, and you're already a rook down, so it has to be something very strong. Kaushik found it. Knight b5 is check. The king is in check, and the queen is attacked at the same time, and black has not got time to promote his e-pawn. It's extremely complex. The best move for black is here to take with the rook, and then white takes the queen with check. King takes, and queen d6 check. If you take on f8, it will be a big blunder because of promotion. King c2, and this is checkmate, so we don't want that. So after king takes d7, we don't take the unprotected rook on f8. We play queen d6 check, as mentioned. And after king e8, we take on c6 with check, and this is an extremely complicated position. The engine says that white has the better chances here. But Kaushik's opponent blundered after knight b5 check. He did not take with the rook, he took with the pawn. And that move deserves a double question mark. Because now rook takes d7 check, king takes, and queen d6 check. And now the white queen will take almost all of black's pieces with check. Which means that black does not have time to promote his pawn. Let's see how this goes. The king has to play, so king c8. Kaushik took on c6 with check, took the bishop. King d8, the queen returns, forking both rooks. King c8, and there goes the f rook with check. King b7, there goes the pawn with check. King in the corner, and queen f3 check. And also the runaway pawn will be taken. King has to play again. Queen takes e2, and this is a simple win for white. A queen for a rook and 3 extra pawns. So after queen f3 check with a double attack, black resigned, and Kaushik had won a very nice, rich, instructive game. Well done, Kaushik. You defeated an opponent who had over 200 rating points more than you. And I commend you for your bravery in sacrificing that piece in the opening on g5. And that rook takes e3 move was very beautiful. And also the final sequence with all those captures with check was really entertaining. Well done, Kaushik! And what about our game? Myself against the Chess to Impress viewers. Let's look at the position from your side, from the black side. I played d4, you played knight f6, and we got into the King's Indian. e4, d6, and I played knight f3 last week on the 5th move. What was your reply? 42 viewers submitted a move in the comments of the videos from last week. 22, more than half, wanted to castle on move 5. 9 players wanted to play the bishop to g4. Knight bd7 was voted for 4 times. Knight to c6 3 times. c5 occurred twice, and b6 was suggested twice. So castling kingside is your move on move 5. And now it's my turn, and I play the bishop from f1 to e2. That's move 6 from the white side, and it's your turn again. Please put in the comments your move, your 6th move in this game. Put it in the comments underneath this video, and by doing that you will be in the raffle for a chess book, The Mating Game, by International Master Jovanka Huska and James Essinger. I will raffle that book at the end of the game. The book was made available by my sponsor, The Beste Zet, a web shop for chess books. So please take part in our game. It's a King's Indian, and that's always a guarantee for an exciting battle. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give the video a thumbs up, please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel, and please leave a comment. I will read them all and I will reply to them all. It would be great if you like this video that you would share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.